What up, y'all? I'm training for my first backyard ultra ever, and today we're going to talk about how to balance training for an ultra marathon while you also have a 9-to-5 job, if you have a family, a wife, husband, spouse, whatever, if you got other responsibilities, and that's what we're going to get into today. Because if y'all know, if you're training for an ultra marathon, it's very, very time consuming, so you got to be smart about it. So that's what we're getting in today. We just got done with a 3-mile run. We're knocking on a quick little full body little workout before I go to work, and we're going to talk about it while we work out. So let's hit a set of bench press real quick, and then so let's hit a set of bench press real quick, and then we'll get to the first point. Let's do it. All right, point number one. Actually, well, first, I want to run y'all through my schedule and what I got going on, so that way y'all know what I'm working with and what you need to do. So first off, training for a backyard ultra. Currently, I am about 2 weeks out from race day. So I just had my peak week last week. Now I've started my taper, so I'm starting to come down from here on out. I still got a long week this week. Today was an easy day, so that's why I'm getting the workout in. I only had 3 miles, but tomorrow I got 20 miles. So my schedule, how it works, well, first off, I don't have no kids. I got a wife, I got a dog. He's right here working out with me. And I have a 9-to-5 job. Actually, I work 8 to 5. So Monday through Friday, off on the weekends. What I do is I get up and work out in the morning. And that's probably what you're going to have to do. If you're training for an ultra marathon, you got a job, you got kids, you got a spouse, you probably just kind of sacrifice a little bit and get up before work, if you can, and work out before. Because we all know our afternoons are busy. So that's what I do. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day because I got to be working at 8. So I wake up at 4. I do a quick little morning routine. I do my devotion, drink a cup of coffee, things like that to get me up, brush your teeth, all the morning things. I do all that, and then I immediately go for my run. That's what I'm doing right now. Depends on what prep I'm doing, but obviously right now running is more important, so I'm doing running first. So I go for my run, boom. Right now I'm running 7 days a week because I'm close to race day. I didn't start out doing that way, so don't start running 7 days a week. You're gonna overdo it if you don't already have like a lot of base running built up. But yeah, running 7 days a week, do my run first thing in the morning, and then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if I have time, I get in a full body workout, and very, very lightweight, very simple. Do 2 sets of each workout. That's all I'm doing, 2 sets. Just because 1, I don't have time, and 2, my body is just dead. But I don't want to lose any gains, so I'm trying to still work out, try to maintain muscle as much as I can. And some days I don't get it in. Some days I barely get any of it in. I get some of it. Something's better than nothing. And then, I'm only doing that 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are my lighter days. So running 7 days a week, working out 3 days a week before work. And then as soon as I get done, I cold plunge, I shower, I go to work. And I'm at work until 5. I get home about 5:30. And then after that, I'm not really doing any training. After that, I'm just doing regular everyday life, family stuff. I get home, eat dinner, clean the kitchen. Me and my wife like to take our dog for a walk. So after dinner, we'll do what we call a digestion walk. We'll go for a quick little 10, 15-minute walk, help digest, help get some sunlight, all the good things, help spend time with each other. So that's what you should do if you got a spouse. Don't neglect your spouse just because you're training for an ultra marathon. You still got to spend time with your spouse. So that's key right there. Because if your wife ain't happy, you probably ain't doing the ultra marathon. I'm just being honest. So yeah, remember that. Especially if you're a dude, remember that. But yeah, then in the afternoon, I'm just doing family stuff. So eat, clean, any chores around the house I got to do, making videos like this, editing videos. So I'm doing all that. I'm not really training in the afternoon. Every now and then, if I miss my workout in the morning, I will do a quick little workout when I get home. So like if I don't do nothing in the morning for my workout, I will get a quick little 30-minute workout, just super simple, basic. But I don't do that most time. Most time I try to knock out what I can in the morning, and then that's all I do. So that's pretty much my schedule. Oh, and I'll tell you, actually, let me do a set real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you my actual running training plan, and then we'll kind of help y'all. We'll go through some ways of how to navigate that a little bit better. Let's do it. So we're gonna do, I'm supersetting right now just to save time. So we're doing bench press, and we're doing some one-arm cable rows right here. So I'm gonna set y'all up over here. Y'all can see my man G right there. He likes to work out with me. All right. Yeah, we're just doing some one-arm cable rows. Again, I'm only doing 2 sets of each, so this is my second set. That's just to save time. Normally, if I had time, I would do more, but at least 3. But I gotta go to work, so I don't have time. So I'm doing what I can. Ah. All right, done with those. So we did chest and back already. Now I gotta do arms, biceps, tries, shoulders, and some abs. But I'm running out of time. I really gotta hurry. That's the only bad part. That's the only problem trying to film YouTube videos is it takes away time from my workout. So now I'm gonna have to cut my workout short, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I wanna get this out for y'all, try to help people. Yeah, so right now my training plan is Monday is basically like a little short recovery run from the weekend because my weekends are long. So like Mondays, lately it's been 5 miles. Tuesdays, a little bit longer, like eight miles. Wednesday, I go back to that shorter mile, so 5 miles Wednesday. Thursday, back to a longer run. So this one's typically a little bit longer. So like 9-10 miles. Friday is my like recovery day. So I only do 3 miles and I do a little workout. And Monday and Wednesday I do a workout too. Friday is a recovery day for my weekend because my weekends are long. So Saturdays are my longest day. So like this Saturday I got 20 miles. Last Saturday I did a race simulation. I did 8 loops. So it ended up being 34 miles. That was my peak week. They all haven't been that long. I built up to that. That was my peak week. And now it's come back down. So Saturday is always my long day. And then Sunday is another long day, like medium to long day. Really is long. So yeah, like this Sunday, I think I have 12. I think is what I have Sunday. So yeah, it's not quite as long as Saturday, but definitely longer than like my Thursday run. So yeah, that's how my training plan was set up. So I had like Monday was a shorter day. Tuesday was a little bit longer. Wednesday went back to the short day. Thursday was a little bit longer than the Tuesday before. Thursday, easy recovery run. Saturday, all out long run. Sunday, back to back, medium to long run. So that's how I set my training plan up. And I didn't start out that way. I started out 5 days a week. But I was running 3 days a week before that. So like when I wasn't in prep, I was already doing 3 days a week. So when I started prep, I went to 5. I stayed at 5 for like a month or two. Then I bumped up to 6. I stayed at 6 for like another month or two. And then I finally bumped up to 7. And I've been at 7 for about, a month or two now. So yeah, I progressively built up to it. Don't do it too fast. You will injure yourself and then you won't be able to run at all. So that's my setup. I'm gonna set up the next workout. And then we'll go over some tips of how you can kind of navigate your schedule to help you fit in your training, especially when you're very busy like me. All right, we're gonna do some upright rows here. So this is gonna be for shoulders, and then I gotta do arms and abs. So maybe just do shoulders and abs real quick and then do arms after. Let's knock these out. All right, we're gonna hop straight into abs because we're short on time. All right, that was the first set. I gotta hurry up now because I got to go to work. But yeah, I'm just doing upright rows, abs, and then I got one more set, and I'm gonna do some arms just really quick. And you notice I didn't do legs. The reason I didn't do legs is my legs are dead. I've been running 7 days a week for months now. My legs are dead. I'm just trying to give them a break. I'm trying to let them recover. Because like now, every time I do legs, my legs get sore. And then tomorrow, I gotta run 20 miles. I don't want my legs sore when I gotta run 20 miles because they're gonna be sore afterwards. So I'm not doing legs to keep the legs fresh. I am doing legs at least once a week. Normally I do legs on like Monday or Wednesday. I try to do them every day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if I can, but lately I've been deep in my prep to where my legs, I just need them fresh. I need them to recover. So I've been cutting legs out from all my training. So let's knock out this set real quick. That's tough. I forgot, if you're wondering what rack this is the Makolo M4 rack. I'll leave a link down in the description. That'll be an affiliate link. You can use that link, it'll give you a little discount. It won't make you pay any extra for it, but this is a cool little rack. It can do a lot of stuff. As you see, it's got a Smith machine. It's got a functional trainer built in, and it's got the power rack on the front. It's got the plate loaded in the back. So yeah, you can do everything you need. I love it in the garage gym because I got limited space. So yeah, definitely check it out. I'll leave a link. They got some other cool ones on there too, so check out the website. But yeah, that's that. So let's do abs real quick, and then we'll get to more of the video. Yeah, my body just gave out. I can barely do those. Struggling. All right, so I kind of already gave y'all tip number one. That was get up in the morning and do your workout in the morning. And I know for a lot of people, y'all don't want to hear this, y'all don't want to do it. But if you want to train for ultra marathon, you may have to do it. Some of your schedules, I know you won't be able to do it, depending on your work schedule or depending on your kid's schedule or whatever. I get that. Well, that's gonna make it even harder for you to do the marathon. So maybe you need to rethink, hey, can I actually do this? Because it is time consuming. You have to put some effort into it. I'm not saying you have to train 7 days a week. You don't have to. But just know if you don't train more for it, you're probably not going to do as well as you want to do. You know, you got to bring your expectations back down to reality and what you're actually like able to do and able to train for. So just keep that in mind. Another thing that I swear by is meal prepping. Meal prep your foods, dude. If you're not, you should be meal prepping your foods, period, even if you're not training for ultra marathon. Because it's gonna be the number one thing, in my opinion, that will help you stick to your goals, your diet goals. Meal prepping is absolutely critical for me. If it wasn't for me meal prepping, I would eat junk food. I would eat so much crap, and I still eat junk food. But like, I know if I didn't eat meal prep, I would eat even more. I'd be going to fast food and getting me a cheeseburger, and that's probably what most of y'all do. So meal prep your food. That's the best hack. What I do, I get it all. I cook it all on Sunday. I meal prep all my meals. Well, I just meal prep my lunch. You don't have to meal prep every meal. I just meal prep my lunch because me and my wife, we do dinner together. So, and we normally eat pretty healthy dinners. But lunch, do your lunch for sure. 7 days. I cook it on Sunday. I cook the whole week's worth. And what I do is to make sure it don't go bad is I put it in the freezer. Instead of putting it in the fridge, I put it in the freezer. I cook it, prep it all out, put it in different containers. I'll put it in the freezer. So for some reason, if you don't eat it within a couple days, it's still good because it's in the freezer. So that's what I do. For the longest time, I put it in the fridge, and then I realized, hey, I can just put this in the freezer, and it'll last me much longer. It won't go bad. So if you think, oh, I can't cook for the whole week because the food's gonna go bad, well, that's just not true. I've been doing it for years now, and knock on wood, I've never been sick from eating cooked food out of the freezer for 7 days like I hadn't. I've ate it. I've left it in the fridge for like 2 weeks before and ate it. It's fine in the freezer. It's not gonna go bad. So meal prep your food. That's a huge hack. Another hack is to remove all sorts of friction. What do I mean by that? Prepare and plan in advance for your workouts. So this could be as simple as prepping your gym bag in the morning, like at nighttime for the next morning. So like if you're gonna wake up and go to the gym in the morning, prep your gym bag the night before. Go ahead and pack your work clothes, your shoes, all your workout gear, all your supplements, pack it with you, have it ready to go. If you like a shake or something in the morning, have your shake pre-made, put it in the fridge, already made, so then you can just reach in there and grab it in the morning. So you're taking out friction in the morning to keep you from going from the gym. Same way if you're going in the afternoon. Take your gym bag with you to work. If you can't work out in the morning, but you're gonna go straight from the gym, actually, don't go home after work. Go straight to the gym. Don't go home, because that gives you more excuses to say no and to not go to the gym, because you got responsibilities at home, you got kids, you got a spouse at home, and you may change your mind. So don't do that. Go straight to the gym, pack your gym bag, take it with you, put your workout clothes in there, put all your workout gear, whatever you need, all that, shoes, socks, change of clothes, put it all in there. Take it with you to work, or vice versa. If you're going in the morning, put all your work clothes in there so you can take a shower at the gym and go straight to work. That's the best way to do it. I promise you. Like when you're at the gym, you don't have nothing to do but to work out. But if you're at home, you may find something else to do. You may get distracted. Your kids may need something. Your spouse may need something. But if you're at the gym, then you don't have all the distractions. Now, I know a lot of people may not be able to go to the gym because you got to watch the kids. Well, you can tell I'm in my garage. Get yourself a garage gym. You don't have to have all this fancy equipment. You can just get some dumbbells. You can just get a pull-up bar, like a little cheap rack. Go to Facebook Marketplace. That's the biggest hack you can find. Facebook Marketplace. That's where I got a lot of my stuff. So, and you can buy it cheap because it's already used. And do yourself a favor. Try to talk them down on their price a little bit. Like, do a little bargaining. You'll get a even better deal. So, yeah, that's some hacks. Let me knock out this next set, and then I'll try to think of some other stuff. Let's do it. Then we're gonna superset these with some bicep curls, cable curls. Man, I can't even explain to y'all how much I love having a functional trainer at home. I've been waiting for one of these. I just got this rack. I've been waiting to get a functional trainer forever. You can just do so much with a functional trainer. It's so clutch. If you have one in your garage, man, it's clutch, dude. Get you one. That's gonna do it for the workout. Let's go get in the cold plunge. Timer for 5 minutes. And that, folks, is going to bring us to our next tip, and that is recovery. If you're going to be training for an ultra marathon, your recovery is going to be absolutely critical. It's going to be absolutely key because you're going to be putting a lot of wear and tear on your body. And this is hard for a lot of people to recover, right? Because one, we don't get enough sleep. We don't, take enough time for ourselves. So as you can tell, I'm in a cold plunge right now. So this is like the one thing I do for my recovery. Honestly, sleep is very, very important. Try to get as much sleep as possible. That's going to be the number one recovery tool is sleep. But I like to do the cold plunge. I just do them for 5 minutes after my workouts. That's it. And then obviously eat enough food, fuel in your body is going to be key for recovering as well. So that goes back to the meal prepping. You got to have good nutritious meals ready to go to help you eat. You got to have a good sleep protocol, and you need, honestly, like all the extra stuff is just a cherry on top, like the cold plunge. You don't need a cold plunge, but it helps. Stretching, like you could probably get away without stretching, but it helps. Red light therapy, definitely gonna help, but you could get away with not doing it. There's a lot of extra stuff you could do, but those are just extras. And if you like doing those things, do them. They're not like mandatory by no means, but anything you can do to help recover, I recommend it. Do it if you can. Foam roll, use the massage gun. Take a day off. That's huge. If you're hurt or injured or really, really, really sore and you absolutely need to take a day off, by all means, take a day off. I know we don't like to do this because I'm the same way. I don't like to take a day off. I don't want to miss a day because I think I'm not going to be ready. But you don't want to injure yourself, because then if you injure yourself, then you're going to take way more than a day off, to recover. So be smart about it. Do not use that as an excuse to take a day off, though. Like if you're just tired or if you are a little bit sore, that is not an excuse to take off. You need to get your butt out there and train, because guess what? You're going to be tired and you're going to be sore when it comes to that race. I promise you. So you need to get used to training your body when you're tired and when you're sore. But you got to know the difference between when you're just tired and when you're just sore and when you're actually like injured or about to be injured. Like, know the difference. Your body will be yelling at you if you really need to take a day off. So yeah, don't be scared to take a day off, for sure. It's like, it's not going to ruin all your progress. Even 2 days off is not going to ruin your progress, I promise. So if you need to take a day off, but do not use that as a crutch. Like, do not just start taking days off, just because you want to, like follow your training plan to a T. Whatever your training plan says, follow that, and don't waver from it. So that's another important thing when it comes to having time to, balance out your training, because recovery is going to be just as important as your actual training. If you're not recovering, you're not going to be able to train very well, or you're not going to be able to train at all. So this is very, very critical when it comes to your training, when it comes to ultramarathon training. Yes, it does take more time. So just know when you go into a race that you're going to have to dedicate a lot of time to this race. Like your training, your recovery, your prepping, like all the amount of time you're spending running, like it comes with a lot of time. So you need to check your schedule and make sure this is realistic for you to do. Because you are going to have to spend time doing it. That's why I recommend getting up early in the morning and getting your training in before you go to work, because that's normally time that nobody else is awake. That's time that nobody else needs your attention. Your kids don't need you that time because they're asleep. Your spouse is probably asleep. So that's probably what you're going to have to do. A lot of people don't have, just endless amounts of free time in the afternoon after work to train. And obviously you can't train at work. Most people can't. Speaking of work, I work a desk job. So like, I'm not very active at work, so that's also time that I'm like recovering, because I'm not doing a lot of work, like physical work. Now, if you do physical labor at work, then you may even have to tone your training back a little bit. You may have to do more recovery, because you may look, it's work, like you're just working, but it's still taking a toll on your body every day on top of training. So recovery is going to be even more critical for you. So you got to be very cautious about, how much you're working physically at work and how much you're training. You got to find a good balance, which means you may not run every day of the week. You may have to take a day off every other day or whatever, and that's okay. But that's just reality. We all don't have endless amounts of free time. So it is what it is. Don't try to compare yourself to other people, their training schedule, how fast they're running. Yeah, don't compare yourself to them, because everybody's schedule looks different. Everybody's experience looks different. So just worry about you and what you can do, and show up and be the best that you can be. And don't, settle for less. Don't quit on yourself. Don't take a day off. Don't tell yourself you can't. If you really want to do it, You can do it. You just got to adjust, shift, pivot, and find a way to fit it in. You can do it, I promise. Like, a lot of people do stuff like this and fit it in and find one. I promise you, you probably already have a hobby that you already do, that you find time to do, outside of like family time. So you may just have to sacrifice that hobby or whatever that thing is you like to do and use that time for your training. So it could be hunting, fishing, watching football on the weekends. I don't know, going to the bar. Like, yeah, you may have to sacrifice some of that stuff if you really want to train for something like a endurance event, any kind of run or anything like that. So yeah, let me get out the cold plunge real quick and we'll end off the video. Got to dunk the head, babe. All right, y'all, we headed to work now. I just want to finish off the video real quick. Recap all of our points we talked about. So if you want to train for ultra marathon, just know that you're going to have to make some sacrifices for sure. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to spend a lot of time, actually training and running. Your mileage is going to get high. Your weekends are going to be absolutely critical. You're going to have to use your weekends wisely. Like, honestly, you're going to have to cancel a lot of your plans on the weekend. The best thing you can do is get up early as possible on Saturday and Sunday and get your long runs in, or just your days off work. Most people are off on the weekends. If you're off during the week, then you got to use those off days for your long runs because you need time on feet. You need a lot of time on feet. So your runs are going to be several hours long once you get deep into a prep. So just know that, plan ahead. Try not to make big plans for the weekends when you got a long run. Or you may have to just do it super early in the morning and do it before whatever your plans are. So that's what I do. I choose to go the early route. You can do it in the afternoon. You can definitely do that. It's just going to be harder and you're going to have to schedule around other stuff more often. So yeah, that's why doing it in the morning is the best thing you could possibly do, in my opinion, because the afternoons, there's just so much going on in the afternoon. So it's going to be hard for you to fit it in. But yeah, weekends are absolutely critical. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to plan ahead for your training sessions and for your meals during the week to help you recover. You're going to have to practice some sort of recovery protocol. Sleep is going to be critical. Get as much sleep as possible. And honestly, just have an honest conversation. If you're married, have an honest conversation with your spouse about signing up for it and let them know what you're getting into before you sign up. Like, have that conversation with them before and say, hey, I really want to do this, but it's going to require a lot of time and effort from me, which means I may not be able to give my all to you. So y'all need to have that conversation before you ever sign up for a race. Because if you don't, and you get in the middle of a prep and you're going all the time because you're training, or when you get home, you're tired, you're not in a good mood, whatever, because you've been training, running for hours, you don't think about stuff like that when you go into a prep, but that's part of it. Your spouse is part of this race too. They may not be running it with you, but they're, you're there with, they're there dealing with all the stuff too. Cause you may be going out training or you may be, exhausted when you get home. So it affects them too. And if you're not, if they see that you're pouring too much time into this training and you're not, spending time with them or pouring into them, then they may get, frustrated or upset with you or something like that too. So if you can have that conversation ahead of time so they know what's going to happen, so they know that you're going to be very busy, that you may not be always, super energetic and things like that. They know ahead of time, then that helps. So you can say, hey, this is what we talked about. So yeah, have that conversation. That's definitely a good one if you're married, for all my married folks out there. But yeah, I think it's a super cool experience. I definitely recommend do one. I've ran a 100-mile ultra marathon before. I've done Ironmans before. So I have a little bit of experience. This will be my first backyard ultra that I'm doing. I've never done this style of format, but I've done ultras before. So I like doing the preps. I call it a prep when I'm training for a race. They're all different. So depending on what race you're doing. Yeah, luckily this one's just running. When you do a triathlon, you got to do swimming and biking on top of that. So it's even more training. But yeah, it's going to be super cool. I'm looking excited. I'm super excited for it. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks out. So yeah, my goal is 100 miles. So that's 24 hours. We'll see if I can make it. It's going to be hard. I know it's going to be brutal. I've done several race simulations during my prep. So I just picked, I did 6 hours. There's 6 loops. I've done that and it's pretty tough just doing that. So it'll be a hard one. There's some elevation into it, and it's going to be in the middle of August, so it's going to be hot, smoking hot. So that's going to be another huge factor. That's the one thing I'm worried about is the heat. I don't know how far I'll be able to make it with as hot as it's going to be. But yeah, that's how. But yeah, that's how. So yeah, that's my tips on how to kind of balance, training for an ultra marathon or any kind of event that requires you to, put a lot of training into. That's how I would balance it from my personal experience. How to balance a 9 to 5, a spouse, kids, things like that. I don't have kids, so I can't speak on that. And if you do have kids, it's just going to be even harder for you to train for something like this. I'm just being honest. Unfortunately, that's just the case. When you have kids, it makes everything more difficult. So just be aware of that. And well, you're already aware of that. If you got kids, you already know. But yeah, just know you're training. You may not be able to train as much as you want to if you got kids or if you got other obligations that go on. So just know that and set your expectations based off of that too, though. So know, like, hey, if you can only train 3 days a week for an ultra marathon, well, just know, like, when you go into that ultra marathon, you're probably not going to be as good as shape as you want to be in, So have realistic expectations when it comes to that. So that's my spiel for y'all. Sign up for that race. Go ahead and sign up for it. Do it. I promise you, you won't regret it. Once you cross that finish line, you'll be happy that you did it. It'll be well worth it, I promise. There's something just rewarding about, training for something, going out there, doing it, and achieving that goal. So, yeah, highly recommend doing any kind of thing that'll push you and to make you to test your limits, to make you become better. So, yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. If you like this video, then YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right here too. So go ahead and click that one, and y'all have a great day.